Okay, guys, so today we've moved the mics, so let us know if you can hear us a bit better. We've heard in the comment section before that it was a bit iffy at times. Alex was a little bit out of register from where he... Out of register.
Out of register. I've been singing.
He's been out of the register.
Normally I'm singing while I'm reporting the news, and the mics just couldn't handle my voice.
Today we're talking about Horizon Forbidden West. Today we're talking about Horizon Forbidden West, okay? It's been delayed. Well, apparently delayed.
Let's get into it.
You want to jump in?
No, let's just get straight in.
Okay, after the drop, let's get into it. It's been apparently delayed. Let's talk about the lineup for the last 12 months for games, and there's been a lot of delays for PlayStation 5 games. All this and more after the drop.
Horizon Forbidden West seems to have been delayed.
Yeah.
Now, this is disappointing yet not really surprising. There were a few kind of indications that this was the case. Most notably was, back in 2 months ago, so that puts us in May.
I think it was May or so.
Around-ish.
Yeah.
PlayStation had their big state of play where they did a really big deep dive into Horizon Forbidden West.
And what to expect.
And it looks excellent. And
it does look amazing.
It was a 20-minute thing that they do, the whole gameplay demo. But what was really noticeably absent was the announcement of a release date, given that it was supposed to be in holiday 2021. That's 6 months out from when they had the state of play. People were thinking they might give us a date. No date. And last month we had the big Q&A with Herman Hulst on the PlayStation blog where he said, and this was a much better indication that we should be doubtful of the release this year. He said, for Horizon, we think we're on track to release this holiday, adding, this isn't quite certain yet. So, which is a level of candor I can kind of appreciate. And
yeah,
he's right.
I think it's good.
It's wrong.
Well, yeah, he's right. It's wrong. It's not coming out this year. I think that's fine. I think it's cool when a developer is pretty open about what's actually happening with delays.
Sony, not the developer.
Well, you know what I mean, yeah. And this is now another game that is a big blockbuster for PlayStation 5 that has been delayed. It was also God of War has also been delayed to 2022. Originally, it was also going to be coming out in 2021. That also has joined the ranks of being delayed. So when we even look back at the games that have come out for the PlayStation 5 exclusively this year, it really comes down to now Returnal, Demon's Souls, and Ratchet and Clank.
Yep.
That's kind of it.
On the Sony side.
On the Sony
side. Yeah.
First party stuff that has come out, they are the three major titles that a lot of people would have reaped the benefits of actually owning a PlayStation 5. But look, I want to make this clear too, it's okay when games get delayed. It's not the end of the world. Sometimes it just needs to happen.
Especially given the current circumstances.
With COVID
the world the last 18 months has been in an interesting state.
Exactly.
To say, to put it mildly. So, certainly can be expected that there will be delays. But, the simple fact of the matter is that the PlayStation 5 was announced, early last year, with promises of God of War and Horizon this year, and people got really excited for the PlayStation 5 to be able to have those experiences natively on their console. Not only are they not having those experiences natively on their console, with it being basically confirmed that those titles will also go back to PS4, they also have to wait another 12 months. And so, speaking of Sony...
Sorry, that's... someone's calling me. My bad.
So COVID, obviously, extraordinary circumstances. But, the reality is, the PlayStation 5 was announced early last year with the promise of games like Gran Turismo 7, Horizon Forbidden West, God of War, out in 2021. Not Gran Turismo, but certainly the other two. Not only are they not coming this year, but they're also not coming exclusively to the PlayStation 5. They're also going to be on the PS4. So there's a little bit of discontent that's really developing amongst the Sony kind of really hardcore fan base.
I think there's two people, because there's two camps, right? There's the people that say, I've spent $450 or $500 US dollars to purchase a PlayStation 5. I want to make sure that I'm getting the best PlayStation 5 experience I possibly can. Then there's the other camp of people that say, you know what? PlayStation 5's completely sold out. I only have a PlayStation 4. I'm not able to purchase the next one. Allow me to play the games that you cannot deliver on a PlayStation 5 to the masses. Give it to me on PlayStation 4. And on top of that, these developers, there's 110 million consoles. There's 110 million PS4s out in the wild. It makes sense that they can also make a lot more money also using the previous consoles.
Yeah, in the business sense of that whole...
business ethics.
Yeah, exactly right. It makes nothing but total sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is a growing concern amongst people who, bought the PlayStation 5 or excited for PlayStation 5 and feel like they're losing reasons to be excited for it. I mean, we do have Deathloop coming out to a bit later on in the year, which does look phenomenal. There was just a big detailed rundown on Deathloop.
And that's pretty much the last game I think we're going to see from Bethesda that's not an exclusive on Xbox.
Ghostwire Tokyo as well.
Sure, fine. But then after that, of course, it's been confirmed that Starfield is going to be an exclusive on Xbox. And I wonder if that's the precedent going forward. They did spend $8.2 billion or something like that, US dollars, on acquiring Bethesda. So, this all brings back to the point of there hasn't been a gigantic amount of exclusive games that have come to the PlayStation 5, and I believe in terms of the Bethesda department, that'll also dry up in the coming 24 months also.
Now look, obviously both platforms are very healthy. PlayStation 5 is setting records. They just announced 10 million units sold, which is huge.
Yeah.
Whilst not confirmed, I believe the estimates for Xbox Series S and X, just missing the E in that one, they're confirmed, or not confirmed, but they're estimated to be around the 6 million mark, around, sort of 60%.
Which I think is still great.
Still excellent.
They're both still sold out. You want to buy an Xbox Series X.
Yeah, I want
just letting
Series X.
you know, Xbox, that he wants an Xbox Series X.
See what you can do.
Yeah, see what you can do. They're completely sold out. Now, you can get an Xbox Series S. God, I hate those names, but you can still apparently get them in some spots in Australia, and maybe it's the same in the States too.
Yeah.
But they're completely both sold out.
Look, so both platforms very healthy. I do think, as an interesting sort of thought experiment, I would love to see what the state of the discourse amongst, the PlayStation fan base would be if there was no PS4 backwards compatibility. I think we would have a very big issue on our hands. But fortunately, I'm using my PS5 all the time.
And I play predominantly PS4 games.
I'm playing PS4 games.
Yeah.
I'm playing Ghost of Tsushima again. Well, I just bought a new TV, so I was testing that out.
Sekiro, you played that recently.
I was replaying Hollow Knight. I get so much use out of my PlayStation 5, but not because of the PlayStation 5. And so I think it's growing to become it's becoming a little bit of a problem for those real hardcore people. But I guess when you contextualize it with what's going on in the world at the moment, you've just got to kind of sit back and take it a bit.
Yeah, I think if there was a huge lineup of PlayStation exclusive games that have come out in the last 12 months, PS5 would have been a real shining winner. But because there's a lot of delays, it shows that the Xbox Series X and the Xbox Microsoft strategy of Game Pass subscription services, having a very, very pro-consumer, not changing the prices in terms of the price structure compared to what PlayStation's done with adding an extra $10 for the next gen, constantly increasing the library of Game Pass. Xbox has increasingly become more and more attractive because the divide of exclusivity is not as apparent as I would have thought it would have been in the first 12 months of PlayStation 5.
Yeah, everyone really kind of laughed at Microsoft, or not everyone, but there was a large subset of people who laughed at them about this whole smart delivery thing, where they're like, oh, you've got no games on your next gen console, so you need to bridge the gap, blah blah. It was genius. It is so smart to have done this, because obviously when there's a dearth of titles, you need to kind of make that jump feel a bit more iterative.
Yeah.
So they're like, look, you got your Xbox One games, they come over to the new one, gradually let's get you on board, sign up to Game Pass, do this. It's more of an ecosystem. Whereas Sony's approach, it's like, we believe in generations, but we also believe in our bank account, and so we're going to have on both generations. We're going to have the PlayStation 4 version and the PlayStation 5 version. And it's interesting how it's playing out.
I was going to say, just to finish, really, I think that the moment when PlayStation comes out and says we believe in generations, they are making a bet. They are saying we can deliver an exclusive style launch, and we can give you an exclusive style experience with games that you're only going to experience on PlayStation 5. The moment they make that kind of promise, they make that kind of environment. Yeah. They haven't really delivered that, I think, fully. But again, I want to make it clear, it's okay if games need to be delayed. I'm not one of these people that is angry that a game's not coming out. It's completely fine. I'd rather a game take a bit longer and actually release in a fantastic form compared to just, a buggy mess like Anthem or Fallout 76 or whatever, right? And that's clear,
But, on to that point, the market's going to react how the market's going to react.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's one thing to say, delays are understandable, blah, blah, blah. But most people don't think that way. Most people will just get discontented and say, this is bullshit, where's my games?
Yeah.
So, it's interesting that the tide is kind of changing a little bit. You just got to be patient. I'm really excited for the games that are coming up.
And the last thing, the very last thing I'll say is even your opinions change. Like, I remember when Xbox came out and PlayStation, you're like, nah, I'm just going to buy a PlayStation. Now you're like, oh, you really want to buy an Xbox Series X? Like, I think you're seeing a lot more value from the Game Pass. You're not seeing that huge divide between exclusivity and you really want to jump in and actually buy an Xbox Series X. I just wonder if other people are falling into that camp too.
And look, to be fair, the actual reason for that is because I didn't have a need for it because I was happy to play games on my PC. But honestly, in the last 12 months, I'm kind of using my PC less. I just bought a new 4K TV and it's blowing my absolute socks off. So I kind of just want to be able to set up the Series X, the Switch, and the PS5 and just sort of make my living area kind of where I do my gaming.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm just, the PC isn't really how I'm enjoying playing games lately.
I don't know. I do not like sitting in a gaming chair for like 8 hours and playing games.
Yeah,
I like to chill on the couch.
I mean, I have my moments, but certainly I prefer to sit on the couch. So the Series X is now looking a lot more attractive because I'm just seeing that Game Pass allure is undeniable. And
Halo Infinite's coming out. Well, it's hopefully going to come out by the end of this year. So.
And not all games that come to Game Pass, third party wise, come to Game Pass on PC. So you do lose a bit of value there. But no, I'm really excited because competition's looking very healthy.
A lot more than it was. But look, we'll have to see what happens. It's
We
exciting.
kind of digressed a bit.
We have
from Horizon's delay, but I think there's an interesting discussion to be had here.
Definitely, I think that this has just really brought more to light that exclusivity is. It's a bit of a gamble, because if you really say that you're going to have all these exclusive titles and you believe in generational kind of consoles and you don't deliver on
and
all
putting
of
a
that,
time frame on them,
then of course there is some fallout from that, I think. And so we'll have to see what happens. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Love you, appreciate you. Check out the merch store. We love you. See you guys next time. Later now.